Hello, good morning, and welcome to a brand new video. Last night was an interesting one. We actually had a bit of a huge rain showers all night. And this morning the farm has been covered in mist, like thick mist. The sun's coming up, so it's currently burning off all of that mist and it's drying up all of the vineyard, which was covered in water still. I'm still finding pools of water on my way here. It was lovely, it was cool, but today we head back into the high 20s again and continue summer. Today's video is all about wine. My wine, to be exact. Yes, I finally received it back from the winemaker. We had a whole day to go and taste it, bottle it, clean the bottles, which I'll show you everything that went into making this wine. Well, not everything, the footage that I could take. It was a super busy day, so I couldn't always get to my camera and take footage because I was busy bottling, corking, and packing bottles away on the day. I'm so happy to share that with you guys. The other thing that I'm revealing later in this video is my farm name. I created some wine labels with the name on it, which I will show you a little later. I've had the name for a while. In fact, those of you that have been around since August last year, when I was doing my outhouse build, may remember that I bought a very large piece of wood that was actually going to be my farm name. I have something really special planned for that. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm planning on carving out the name in that piece of wood. It's a beautiful piece of ash. I'm going to use a Japanese preservation technique that is called shusugiban, and well, you'll see that in another video when I finally get to that. In this week's video, I talk all about the wine. We go to a little wine festival and I share my wine with some of my friends around a beautiful picnic spot in Castelo Branco. It is their first taste of my wine, as well as my farm name reveal. This week's video is sponsored by the AllPowers Portable Power Bank S200. My friends from AllPowers sent me this really cool power bank to test, and it came in super handy when we were out and about for our picnic. But more on that later. I hope you enjoy it.
This is Girl Meets Farm.
So I've decided to forego some tiling and drag Gert and Luca along with me to the Vinha e Vinho, i.e. Vine and Wine Festival here in Salgueiro do Campo. Let's go check it out.
Yay! Let's have some wine!
Yay! I was really excited for this festival. A day of food, wine and music goes down so well when you've been working really hard. I was also really excited to see what wine festivals in Portugal was like. In South Africa, it's really cool when you go to a wine festival because there's usually stands of all the wine estates. They give you sample tastings of all of their wines and they explain the varietals, what went into the making of it, and then you get to taste it as they explain how it was made or produced for that year. I was really excited and hoping that I would have the same experience at this festival because I'm really keen on learning how to make better wine and what the varietals all composed of, etc, etc. It was not to be, unfortunately. It was very different here. It was really interesting, in fact. So how it worked was there was one little stand where you could go, you got your glass, and then they would just fill up your glasses for free. They had 20 different wine estates that brought containers of wine, and you could come and you could just ask for any of them for free for the entire duration of the festival. Unfortunately, what they didn't tell you was what the varietal was, how the wine was produced, or provide any information. So it really is all about just having a fun day out with food, with friends, and just drinking a bunch of wine. time has finally come to sterilize all the wine bottles. I got 100 today for the harvest of last year. Sterilizing all the bottles with my little 3-bin method. There's boiling hot soapy water in the first one, and then 2 rinses in also hot boiling water, and then sun dry, pack them in the boxes. These are all still to be done, and then tomorrow we're going to try our hand at bottling the wine. The whole winemaking process started about 7 or 8 months before, in August of last year, when we harvested all the grapes, went for a day of pressing the grapes, cleaning the grapes, and putting it all in a big container. I will link the video here if you want to go and see what that process was like. So for the last 7 months, all the grapes have been sitting in a wine cask, and it's a completely organic method of winemaking. We didn't add any additional sugars, we didn't add any additional yeast. So we literally just let them sit for 7 months in the wine casks, and occasionally we decanted them, cleaned them, and then recasked them, so for the whole production method to take place. So it's nothing fancy. That is really the whole process of winemaking. Of course, you have to ensure that it stays cool and in consistent temperatures and in darkness so that the yeast can do all of its work. On the day of bottling, I was actually quite surprised that the process wasn't more complex. I was expecting something super complex, but it's in fact super easy. You literally just take bottles, hold it onto the cask, and fill it with the wine. The corking process was also super interesting. The little machine that you get to help you cork the bottles is really cool to use and makes the process super simple and easy. After we bottled all of the wines, of course, we have to clean the casks. Now that was a huge mission. Power washer would in fact be a phenomenal idea to do at this time. There were 2 casks, one of 150 liters and one of 120 liters. We only bottled the 120 cask and decided to leave the 150 liter to sit for another month or so before we bottled that. The tasting is probably what you're most interested in. Now, what I experienced at the wine festival, I thought was super young wines. All they tasted like to me was yeast. I thought that perhaps that is because the winemakers chose to add additional yeast to their winemaking process. When we tasted the wine on bottling day, for me, all I could taste was quite a bit of yeast and a lot of bubbles on the tongue. I thought perhaps this is also just because it was super young still, and it can mature in bottle. The wine itself tasted pretty good. I was quite impressed actually with what it turned out as. Is a fruity wine that has depth to it as well. The only thing that is a little bit different to what you would expect from a bought bottle of wine is that it still contains a little bit of bubbles on the tongue, but that should settle in time. As I let my wines stand for 2 to 3 weeks because of bottle shock, I opened another bottle, and unfortunately it was not a good one. If I was to be honest with you, all I could taste was yeast, like the wine that I experienced at the wine festival. But the second bottle I opened was significantly better. There was only a very little yeast taste, and the bubbles had settled a bit more. So I feel like if I let these guys stand a little bit longer to settle, we should actually have a really good wine. So all in all, I'm incredibly excited about the process and very happy with the outcome. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen this year, as I may follow the same process with the same winemaker again as well. This video is sponsored by the AllPowers S200 Portable Power Bank. The portable power bank with a lot of oomph. Ideal for YouTubers, van lifers, camping trips, picnics, and generally people that enjoy spending time in the outdoors but like to keep their devices charged. This little lightweight portable power bank is fully charged in only 1.5 hours and has up to 100 hours of battery life. It has fully wireless charging capabilities, which makes it super convenient for taking it anywhere with you. It has multiple charging plug points for up to 5 devices and a power output of up to 200 watts. Small and compact, you really can take this little portable power bank anywhere. Road trips, hiking, you name it. I'm so happy to have this little portable power bank with me and no longer having to worry about running out of any power on my devices when I'm out for days shooting, hiking, or just having fun outdoors. To celebrate getting my wine back, I decided to invite a couple of friends to a local park in Castelo Branco and enjoy a little picnic with me, with a bit of wine tasting on the side, and of course revealing my farm name for the very first time. We had a really lovely afternoon out in the sun, enjoying some wine, good laughter, good conversation, and the wine was enjoyed by all.